Welcome back.
Welcome back. That hurt. That punch. Oh.
That's crazy.
Oh, well. I mean, if anything is going to get you to snap out of it.
That's so true.
We're back from the break. We're ready soon to hop on into our Wave B Round 2 match of Fish versus PSPM. Fish is a team that we're a little bit familiar with, or at least one member of, given that Kalana did kind of
This is true.
dunk.
Kalana went off last time.
Yeah, no,
Oh my
here's
gosh.
the thing. Speaking of going off,
Thank you.
there was something on your head, Anki, and I wanted to let you know about it, but I'm glad that someone took care of it.
I do feel lighter, you know. I feel
It is
I feel
heavy.
free. I
It
feel
is-
like I
it's
can
heavy.
move around.
It's heavy. But we're joined by more buddies now.
There are more friends here.
It's growing.
If you were not aware,
The collection is growing.
indeed.
And hopefully we'll find some more, because there are a lot of awesome artists who have brought awesome trinkets, bits and bobs, all the good stuff. This is the stuff that really makes a local.
It really is. It really is. It makes it fun. This is wild.
And there is some lobster out there.
Our lovely T.O. Saf has a lobster claw that she's using to snap in front of the cameras. And it's pretty terrifying on stream, I'm not going to lie.
It's large.
It is.
On stream. It's large in real life. I want you to know that this is the real size. That is really far back, okay? Perspective might make this look like it is just in front of the camera. That's 15 feet back
That's
there.
15 feet. And the players are 90 feet back.
They are. The camera is just very strong. Long lenses all the way.
Let's talk about these players.
Let's talk about these players.
We got Kalana on Fish.
We
and
do.
Do we know much about any of the other players over there? Because I know some things about PSPM.
Well, tell me the things about PSPM.
Well, the things I know about PSPM is Shisa is the captain of Adult Swim. And I'm excited
Cartoon Network?
What's that?
Cartoon Network?
Yeah, it's based off of that, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Their
Like,
team logo and is like
I didn't know that Cartoon Network had a competitive.
Yeah, I don't think they're sponsored.
Splatoon team.
They can confirm this later if they're sponsored or not. But both Shisa and 99 Pancakes and Player have been at all of the SeaBattles. Oh, actually, all four of them have been at all the SeaBattles.
I was about to
There was
say.
just more info about the fourth player, who won SeaBattle 2 and got second in SeaBattle 3.
So what you're saying is we're looking at a good team.
We're looking at two good teams.
You're right. We are looking at two very good teams.
Thank you.
That said, there's only two predictions that I will say here. I do think Kalana is going to be Stamper, and I also think 5 is going to be on Pencil. And I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. It's not like I'm an oracle or anything. It's just I happen to have had a conversation where 5 said that they've been maining Pencil for the past year.
And one thing we do know is Mega Micmon and Kalana have been teammates in the past 2 SeaBattles, so we're going to see them go against each other here. And your predictions came true right off the bat
Maybe
here
it is Oracle.
at Mako Tower.
Maybe there's some sort of oracle going on. But you know what I could never have foreseen? A Clash Blaster. 99 Pancakes, bringing out that Clash. That is a weapon I love. And I do think that it's going to be a difficult matchup versus such a meta comp being run by Fish here. But it's also a matchup that can play really well around mid in Mako.
Yeah, especially on tower control. I think we saw them get a pick right there. We also see a Wiper, Roller, and Edit on that team. That's a pretty good comp altogether.
It is something. It's an interesting.
It's
comp.
an interesting comp. We'll see if it's
not
good,
one that
I
you
guess.
see very often, but if they can just find a few picks, they might be able to stop this push here because they got the 2-player now advantage. Lappy having to back away here has that crab tank to kind of shut down the next push, but it will actually be a push for PSPM.
And we're seeing
Initially.
Yes, very true. We're seeing the two different cooler options on both teams here. We got the heavy Edit versus the Pencil. A lot of times we've seen the Pencil come out on top, but she says Edit is very strong as well.
What do you mean 2 different cooler options? There are several weapons in the game.
Two of. I said 2 different. I didn't say the only 2.
You made it sound that way. The only thing
Context
that I am
is
seeing,
important.
context
My
is
bad.
important, and context is
huge Zuka
99
there.
Pancakes. Hit some nice Zuka shots, allowing PSPM to break this first checkpoint.
And
Fish
we're
kind of in danger right. Well, never mind.
A nice wipe from Fish. A nice wipe from Fish to end that push, take back mid, and maybe make a push of their own.
I think definitely make a push of their own. They've already got player push up into Kalana on that right stack. I mean, that's a dangerous place to let Kalana exist. 99 Pancakes does get the trade on the Slosher, but I don't know that Shisa's going to be able to make it to tower in time to contest this first checkpoint, and especially now that Lappy has the crab out, but stabbed in the back by player, bringing out that Ultra Stamp, and that's going to be a pick off on almost everyone. If that Yeet had just been a little bit further, might have even found the wipeout.
Yeah, solid stop from PSPM here, able to make another push forward. And we're seeing Fish kind of be shut down in a lot of different scenarios here.
You say that, but Kalana, I mean, if you need someone to start making some good hero plays, Kalana has exactly what you need. But who knows right now about that roller? I think very few. Never mind, they know. And unfortunately, 99 Pancakes not able to get that last little indirect to find the pick onto that player of Fish.
And hey, I've been in that position as a roller too, where you're in a great position behind them. You finally go to make your move, and it just falls flat. It's unfortunate. It can happen at any time.
It happens all the time, and it's so difficult to know the timing on it as well. Sometimes you say, this is my moment, and immediately all 4 players turn and look at you. Just as Kalana is starting to look at all 4 players of PSPM, getting several picks, not quite able to get the last one. 99 Pancakes does find that pick, but that is an important double there that has opened this game up, and if I'm not mistaken, they are just about to reach that third and final checkpoint, I should say.
Yeah, Fish took the lead back, and they're continuing this very strong push here. The crab is out, not able to get any picks yet, and PSPM taking down 2 of the other members of Fish.
Taking out those 2, but letting Lappy get away here is a little bit of a problem. Having someone who can maintain mid-control, really slowing down PSPM's movement back into mid. That's what they need to find. They need to go and get a few aggressive picks here with only 80 seconds left. And hey, when you get the curling pick, that's a non-risk aggressive pick.
Man, a curling pick is so satisfying when you're playing roller. And we see them start to push up here, try to take their lead back. They do have a checkpoint to get through, but they also have 2 members of Fish down.
They do, but Kalana is using that zip to really contest tower, and if they can't get rid of Kalana here, never mind, there's no if.
The sword versus sword. The wiper came out on top this time.
Not something that you always expect to see happen, but if the player, these Yeets are just a little bit off, hidden ledges, hitting all the wrong spots, and yet they are still making good progress.
You have to wonder if that Stampede being off is due to not being used to land.
That could be it. I mean, timings do get thrown off when you go from playing online to playing on LAN. And but at the same time, these are players who have all attended.
This is very true.
Every single
SeaBATTLE.
So you would expect them to be ready.
Seeing kind of a deadlock in the middle here. I was trying to think of what we were talking about next. We see Kalana the Shark here, able to help get that roller and able to pressure Shisa up on the plat here.
Well, Shisa's going to have to move into mid here because, yeah, that's the thing, right? Once that clock hits 0, if you're not on the tower, that is game. But all that said, I expected really, really strong showing from Fish. I was less sure about PSPM. I like what I saw. Yeah,
that was a much more back and forth and much more even matchup than I think we expected. And yeah, it's going to be a very exciting set these next couple games.
They will be exciting ones. Is the Clash going to stay?
Is the Clash going to stay?
Or is that a Mako-specific pick?
I feel like that might be a tower-specific pick.
That too.
If anything. But those Zukas were really good on Mako specifically. I feel like we might see a Zuko weapon stay, but maybe not the Clash. I've seen Pancakes play roller against us in the last SeaBATTLE.
Yeah.
They matched up against my roller. That was a very fun match. So we know they have range in the weapon department. It's going to be cool to see what they pick next.
Some might almost say versatility rather than range.
Yeah.
We can't guarantee that they have range.
True.
Both in terms of distance that the weapon fires, as well as the specific weapon, range blaster. We can't guarantee that. They might have range in their weapon pool, but they definitely have versatility. And they'll need that on Inkblot Art Academy, which, to be fair, is not a bad map for Clash.
It is not. It is not, especially on clams. Like, you're able to move around quickly. You're able to get picks under those drops. I think it could be a good pick.
I kind of want to see it. I have played it there, and I enjoy being able to just be a menace around the stacks, left or right. It doesn't really matter. Anyone who wants to hang on those walls is going to have a chippy time.
Yes, this is very true. I think it might be quite obvious that Barry and I are both partial to the Clash Blaster. I'm a fan of that weapon, and it sounds like you are too in this moment. I'm not gonna lie.
Partial to
I
the
know,
Clash Blaster.
I know your facial expression says you're not, but you've only said positive things about it, my friend.
If there's no negative things to say, why would I ever say anything other than positive?
Very true, very true.
But while I do think we could see it here, I don't think we'll see it on Crab Lake. Because that one maybe just a little bit too open for what they needed to do.
Let's find out if we're going to see it here.
Let's find out if we will continue to see Clash. Looks like
no switches, I believe, from Fish.
I believe you're correct, and that's a big
many
switch.
switches
Many
from the side
switches.
of PSPM.
I want to say absolutely not a single player stuck with what they were playing.
This is very true. We see the Silver Dino, another cooler pick.
Only one of three.
Only one of three at this
that we
point.
know of so far. We hope to learn of more in the future as the games progress. But they are quick to get that tactical cooler down. Even if they don't quite have the paint beneath their feet that they won, at the very least, should they get picked off now, they will be back quick. And it doesn't look like they're in danger of that, as it's actually been PSPM who have been taking the initiative, moving out into mid and getting a few splats.
Yeah, we see the Zipcaster online, coming in, being a menace, getting at least one there. The other teammates able to go in, get another pick. Do they have the clams to make a push here? As two more go down on the side of PSM.
They
PSPM.
have the clams for sure. They've got that pencil just waiting to be able to push up. Great pick onto the Rapid Pro Deco. Now that that cooler's out, I think they have no fear to move forward. Well, no fear, but they should be looking out for whether that was a bomb or just a shot.
They made another power clam there. They got it in. A couple specials online for PSPM, including that splashdown in case anyone is able to sneak back in. But they're able to take mid back here, luckily.
Yeah, I don't think they are quite in a position to use the specialist just yet. This is something that, I mean, even us, that's my goat, teams will struggle to still do in this day and age, 2025. Coordinating specials, I think maybe that Zuka came out a little bit early. Didn't really have the information, didn't have the positioning to get the players of Fish. Somehow, though, without the Zuka, they have now gone and gotten three, make
and
that
we
four.
see that splashdown come down, get a pick, leaving a bunch of clams under there. Are they able to, able to collect enough to make the power clam? And they have so many clams here at their disposal.
They do, they just need to hide from that pencil. But they weren't able to do that before getting all the clams out. There were a few trades back and forth. Seems like Fish have recovered, though, and will prevent any more points from being put on that board. Doesn't mean that they've taken mid-control, though. PSPM still very active in there.
Absolutely. A great push from PSPM to get the score back to almost even. They're at a good point to take the lead with just a few extra clams in their next push, if they can get past this push from Fish.
Well, finding the pick onto the slosher was pretty big. That does prevent what was an imminent triple link strike, but Atsuka's going to have to find one before the crab finds them, and not quite able to do that. A little bit of an, was that the I think that was
defensive splashdown from the Nautilus, I believe?
It's a bold choice when there's a crab tank exploding right at you already.
It is. It is. It worked out for them in this moment.
It worked out enough for them in this moment. And again, this is something I'm really impressed with by PSPM. Even though they're not quite able to prevent the push from happening, they are shutting it down before any real damage is done. Only the football scored that time. Maybe that's a little bit of naivety or rushing from Fish to go before they had the clams, but
wow, a great pick from the pencil there in the face of a Zuka shot.
Literally in the face of a Zuka shot.
I should say with a Zuka shot in their face.
Yeah, I guess all the times that I've called for nerfing Zuka, just completely unnecessary.
I don't think we need to anymore.
Yeah, I think as long as you just, it's not even a react, just be invincible.
Be braver, I guess.
Be invincible for it. But there are a lot of clams coming from Fish here. I mean, if players able to get the pick, but
it was a good trade.
It's a good trade, but it's not the best trade. But since one more pick was found onto Fish, I think that's going to shut down this push from them, at least for the time being. Now that the cooler's out, though,
We've already seen PSPM do great at getting back out when Fish has momentum and has multiple players on the plat. So now that they were able to stop them before they even got there, let's hope they're able to get out and control mid a little bit.
It doesn't look like that's going to be happening at this moment in time. Lappy able to push up really aggressive crab position, does force the jump out from that Dynamo player, and then taking the attention away as Kalana sideswipes the Rapid Pro Deco. Still no football being scored, and they have made 2, so was this once again another showing from Fish being just a little bit too quick, a little bit not quite prepared for executing their push? I'm not sure, but as long as they're able to defend, they are still in the winning position.
Yeah, they could have been prepared, but I think PSPM might have just been more prepared to defend in that moment.
It's going to have to be Fish on the defensive side here. Kalana really doing a great job of surviving, and needed to as well, because with 2 players down, I think if Kalana had gone down there, that would have just been an open invitation for PSPM to push in. One player does go down for them, another one pushed here on right. Slosher is found, but I think they were able to find another one too. This is just, it's not looking good
for PSM here. Their only power glam was all the way back at the basket. They've lost their momentum here. Player trying to sneak in to draw a squid jump, but I don't think it
not
is going
enough
to go
time.
their
Yeah,
way.
ultimately just needed to maybe. I was maybe highlighting Fish for a push that was happening too quickly for them to get clams in. And on the opposite side of things, I think PSPM had to just act a little bit quicker once they had that numerical advantage. You got to be a more aggressive.
You got to put it up, and you got to take space. And I think that PSM did a really, really good job at defending with the weapons that they had, but they didn't have very many fast or super aggressive weapons, which I think was their downfall in the end. They weren't able to push up and take space quickly enough.
I didn't know that we had team player solo mid out there.
What?
You said PSM. Where's the second P?
I'm sorry. I messed it up again.
And you know what? That's okay, because we came into this expecting them to be named team name.
Team name, yes.
So
correct.
it's new to us as well.
Mm-hmm. That's my excuse. Thank you.
That's our excuses. But that said, they are not new to this, and hopefully we've seen it happen once today. A reverse sweep could be
too soon.
Too soon for us. We're the victims of the reverse sweep.
We are the victims. That's why it's too soon. But yes, we have seen a reverse sweep at the expense of our game.
Thank you, production.
Thank you, production, for the too soon. At the expense of our place in the winner side of the bracket.
What can you do?
We can
Hopefully it's not too soon, though, to see another set reach a game 5, because that is something I'd love to see. We have not seen tower control undertow yet, and that is a map I would. Hey, I'm not biased towards Clash Blast or anything, but like if you were going to bring Clash back at any point, tower control undertow probably would be a great place to do it.
But for now,
we
have Crab Leg Rainmaker.
We do have Crab Leg Rainmaker, and unfortunately for PSPM, as much of a fan as I am of them, I think this is a map that definitely favors not only Fish, but especially Kalana. I mean, the zip capabilities on Crab Leg and all the number of drops that a Stamper can sit underneath, really putting pressure on the enemy team.
Stampers.
Like it might be Kalana's playground.
Stamper's such a good pick already, and we've seen Kalana wreak havoc with it. This might be the perfect moment for them.
Not to mention having a pencil just auto-supplying you with Tacticooler on a map this open is going to be very, very efficient, effective.
Efficient?
Efficient, effective.
Let's see. Obviously, we're going to see the Stamper here.
And obviously,
I'm so glad I'm right. But we're also going to see a custom blaster from the side of Fish. And not a lot of changes from PSPM. We are seeing the other heavy edit, the crab edit coming out. We're seeing the shot from Pancakes.
The shot coming back out from, well, not coming back out, but coming out from Pancakes. No, coming back out. I think they went from V shot to order shot. Oh no, Pancakes.
They played Clash Blaster.
They did. Well, no. It's second match.
Yes, but anyway.
But we're wasting time, and just
Fish
like that,
already getting a great first checkpoint. They have the sprinkler to pop that Rainmaker shield quickly here, and a crab in such an aggressive spot. They might knock this out very, very quickly.
I really hope they don't, purely for the sake that we've wasted so much time talking about.
We did waste way too much time.
Specifically.
Kalana wreaking havoc with the Zipcaster up there, but taken out. do Lappy and our other custom blaster here have enough to keep them off?
And thankfully for PSPM, there is just so much
Great play from the Ultra Stamp here.
Yeah, Ultra Stamp and I think the Dynamo too, just utterly pouring ink over top of that pedestal, preventing Fish from being able to get that knockout, which is great news for me as a commentator because I, again, wasted so much time debating whether or not 99 Pancakes was on the splatter shot, when really it was player who was on the B shot. That's what I ultimately wanted to get at.
This is so true.
Now that we've got that out of the way, a minute and a half into the match, we can really focus in on how PSPM are going to get back into this. They do have a Crab coming out here to help contest this top left area. But that's not going to force Kalana away too far, really inviting this pressure. And
the Zipcaster coming out could spell trouble for Shisa and the Dynamo here.
Well, the Dynamo said, I hear your trouble, and I say no thank you.
Dynamo definitely had something to say about it in that moment.
They did, and 99 Pancakes trying to say something about that Crab Tank. Dropping down here has a lot to do, though, but finds
nice
one
pick on
onto Kalana and might be able to find a second Lappy right above them. Ooh, it's maybe that shot velocity buff way back when helped them out, getting the trade at the very least. But
that was a very fun fight to watch.
It was a fun fight, but it went on for so long that Kalana had that free jump back in, and this has allowed Fish to just continue putting pressure. They're in no rush. They have 2.5 minutes left to go, kind of just time wasting, and you can't really blame them. They can take it as slow as they want, and they might not have to take it any slower because
wow, we see the wipeout there. Well done from Fish, getting the 3-0 against PSPM.
And you said it right that time. You got a clean 3-0. I won't say a clean 3-0. There were
two very back and forth games.
Yeah, two very back and forth games, but that third match really cleaning up.
They hit their stride.
They did, and they're not a team that I would want to run into in Top Cut. Neither one of these teams are teams that I'd want to run into in Top Cut. But I would also expect both of these teams to make it out of their group, I think. I believe.
I sure hope so.
I sure hope so. If not, though, they are still my favorites for whatever future competitions they're in, as well as just for bringing out Clash Blaster, because it doesn't get played enough.
True.
You would think that I'm not a Charger player. You would think that I'm a Clash Blaster main, one trick based off of
that's what I said. You've had nothing bad to say about it earlier.
Because it's so fun.
Hey, shout out to these players. Shout out to the production staff here at SeaBATTLE for Holiday Storm. Anything else to say?
Well, where can the people at home find you, Enki?
They can find me at Enki PNW for Pacific Northwest, both on Twitch and on Blue Sky. What about you?
They can find me doing very minimal retweeting on Twitter at TheBarry with 4 Ys, or they can find me maybe even doing fewer posts on Blue Sky at TheBarrold.
TheBarrold, nice.
The Barry wasn't
good
taken.
switch up. Good
Barry
switch
was
up.
taken, I should say.
Was the Barry with 4 Ys taken?
I don't remember.
You didn't want to reprise the role.
I didn't want to go back to it.
You didn't want to reprise the role, and that's fine.
We've moved on. We've shed the Ys on as many places.
And you've grown older.
And I have grown older, so it's like, can I really bring it back? Oh, 4 Ys is a young man's game.
That's so true. Old is an old man's game.
And keeping your head of hair is also an old man's game. Just remember, if Pico de Gallo don't win, Enki's gone bald. So thank you all for joining us.
Never agreed to this?
Tacit agreement. Thank you all for joining both Enki and myself for the first 2 rounds of Wave B. There is still one more round to come, and then, of course, there is Silver and Top Cut brackets.
Very true. Stick around at Splatoon Tourney.